আর কি খুবই আর কি কষ্ট যেমন আমাদের পানি আসলে আর কি খুব সমস্যা হয় আমাদের ঘরবাড়ি ডুবে যায় খাওয়া দাওয়ার খুবই কষ্ট হয় আমাদের ফসলের ক্ষেত নষ্ট হয়ে যায় তারপর আমাদের
This is a micro-documentary about a group of children in Bangladesh who are planning ways to prepare for future flooding.
হলদিবাড়ি গ্রাম আমাদের গ্রামে আপদ এবং সম্পদ কোনগুলো তা আমরা এখানে তৈরি করছি যে আমাদের আপদ হচ্ছে যে নদী যেহেতু আমাদের প্রধানত নদী ভাঙে
Flood children of Holdibari won first place in a World Bank-sponsored contest about climate change and its effect on people.
I'm glad the picture you are going to see is not about hopelessness. It shows what people are actually doing to, pull themselves up. But again, this is mere survival. What we would like the people of Bangladesh to live with dignity, not mere survival.
The World Bank received more than 100 entries for the contest. The contest is intended to inspire people around the globe to express how climate change is shaping their lives and their livelihoods.
Bangladesh has suffered from yearly floods and storms, but many scientists have concluded that climate change is now making these events worse.
The contest's second-place winner also focuses on Bangladesh. The micro-doc is called Climate Change in Bangladesh, Who Will Pay? It tells the story of local farmers coping with climate change as their once fertile land becomes encrusted with salt, killing crops and fouling drinking water. Millions of Bangladeshis may need to leave the delta as climate change-related problems worsen.
Strong winds blow salt water off the now saline rivers onto the land, further reducing the quality of the soil.
Third place went to the dark side of a green fuel, and it focuses on Saoni, a fisherman in Aceh, Indonesia. Saoni and his community are affected by the destruction of peat swamp forests by companies looking for renewable energy to combat global warming.
The ancient peat swamp forests, themselves a great store of carbon, are being drained and cleared away. These forests are some of the world's richest habitats with incredibly high biodiversity. They have also been, for centuries, the home of indigenous peoples.
The Social Development Department of the World Bank ran the contest to encourage a global discussion on climate change. The contest winners flew to Washington, D.C. to accept their awards and listen to speeches.
As I think all would share the view in this room that for too long global warming was viewed as tomorrow's problem. But we all know that the evidence is already at us, that climate change is exacerbating existing development challenges, already exposing the vulnerability of the poor and pushing those living at the margins closer to the edge.
Ahmed Shahid, the foreign minister of the Maldives, praised the contest.
The micro-documentary film contest is a landmark initiative that helps redefine climate change as a human and social issue with impacts on homes, livelihoods, rights, and lives.
The contest aims to draw attention to the importance of communicating the social and human impacts of climate change.
Every visitor who comes to an outer island in Kiribati is privileged to get a tour of the local land. During my tour of Korea Island, I couldn't help but feel slightly sad, knowing this island, like the country of Kiribati, may become unlivable within 50 years.
The winner of the Young Voices of Climate Change Award is The Rising Tide Kiribati. It depicts the climate crisis in Kiribati, a nation in the Central Pacific. Many of the islands that make up the country may become unlivable within the next 50 years as their landscapes are slowly eroded by climate change. These films can be seen on both YouTube and on the World Bank's contest website. The Social Development Department of the World Bank argues that climate change may be the defining social justice issue of this age. It has an active work program on the social dimensions of climate change, which promotes socially inclusive, climate-resilient policies and operations in developing countries.
Climate change really is an issue of global social justice. It's the rights, the interests, and the needs of those affected by climate change that must be acknowledged.
The world is heating up, and so is
The rich
demand
countries of
for
the
clean
world are
and renewable
predominantly
fuel.
responsible for climate change, but poor people in poor countries bear the brunt of its impact.
Forests are burning.
The current global debate on climate change, with its focus on the environment, needs to give way to a more balanced perspective that puts equal emphasis on people and communities.
Mulutnya megap-megap, hutanku meratap, matanya bengap, mulutnya megap-megap.